Hello, Active Sage here on the Sage channel, and we're back for more Singular Survival, and our plans for today are pretty simple. First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and land on the ice lake and mine up some more ice, because I've been informed by quite a few people that, well, my ship is only going to last for about 400 seconds before we run out of fuel. So let's go ahead and do our 1 and 2, turn on our thrusters, take off, and that works pretty well. Go ahead and get ourselves high enough up so we're not going to hit the wreckage and our very odd little docking clamp there of our original spawn point. Now let's go ahead and fly ourselves right over to that ice field, land ourselves, and gather up a bunch of ice. And while I'm there, I'm also going to go ahead and just add some more things to the ship. To be more exact, I'm going to add some more hydrogen tanks. Now, there is one other thing we're going to do while we're over there, and it's also add a ore detector to the bottom of this big ship here. Because when we start flying over to that Sprat district headquarters, which is a bit odd that space pirates or whatever would have their own district headquarters, seems very businesslike, we actually want to look for gold, because we are in need of gold. Alrighty, this is going pretty well, even though, of course, some of our ships are trying to fight their connection points. I think we're alright. Doesn't look like anything's burning through anything. Of course, the ugly duckling is now a thing of the past, as it did annihilate itself upon our disconnecting. Oh, and we seem to have overshot the place we were mining earlier, but I don't think we need too much more magnesium. I've also been pondering when we actually do attack the district headquarters. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm either going to A, build sort of a just ramming ship to take out their antenna so they don't continue to spawn enemies and attack us, or B, I might go ahead and actually make some heavy-duty thing, instead of just ramming it, land it, and actually grind stuff down while sitting right next to it. Either that, or we might actually even try landing and tunneling our way all the way to the enemy facility and taking out their pipes from down below and under them. Because I believe there's a lot of watchtowers around that thing, and we want to disable those towers without necessarily ending up in too much trouble. And if we're under the ground, I think we should be fine. We might end up doing that. Big ship to take out their comms array, and then, I say a big ship, an attack ship to take out their comms array, and then, there we go. That was pretty good, wasn't it? And then go ahead and mine our way under them and take out their defensive turrets all around them from afar. Not really from afar. They're defensive turrets that are farther away. That's what I meant to say. Also, we don't need this here anymore, so I'm going to grind this down. Now, you guys don't really need to see me doing any of this. I'm sure you've all seen me mining ice a million times over, so I'll probably just cut ahead here until we have some successful stuff done, or if there's something interesting to show. There we go, and I've cut ahead to something interesting. Look, cyberhounds running about and not attacking us. So there we go, proof of concept. The ship would appear to be safe. The cyberhounds are not going to attack our stuff just sitting on the ground. Awesome. Okay, time for me to go ahead and cut ahead some more, because, oh my god, I can barely go up. Yeah, you don't need to see me finically, oh, for God's sakes. You know, it's probably a bit silly that I'm only now realizing this, but it appears that the train only updates every now and again. So I put the drills up to them, and I wait, and it updates, like it's mining its way through it. It still seems like it's slightly uneven, and it still seems like the easiest way to mine is just to hold the W key, but it is very, well, finicky. Alrighty, and there we go. And that's quite a few loads of ice that have been mined up from this little spot now. Not exactly sure it'll be enough to fill everything else we're about to add in, but it should get some stuff done. Alrighty, so with that done, let's go ahead and actually, I think right about here, we did have the idea of maybe putting in display screens up here. We can still fiddle around with that, but I'm thinking what I might do at this exact moment is just go ahead and change our plans a tiny little bit. We're going to need some steel plates for this. So grab those really quick. There we go. 100 of those should do. And we're just going to go ahead and put an actual door in right here. And this is basically because once we're in space, often you end up wanting to fly about in all sorts of silly, unexpected ways. So we're just going to have a door right here so you can fly in and out of that. Around this, I think we're going to go ahead and go up one more layer. We'll weld up this stuff later. For now, we're just planning it out. Go around here. And then at this layer, we're going to go in a little bit, I think, to right about like so. There we go, that should do. And then we'll have these at the corners. And there we go. And of course, this is all going to add weight, but as well, a million people have pointed out, I over-engineered the amount of thrusters we have on the bottom. That's part of the reason why we need more hydrogen, or else, as people have said, we'll only have about, I don't know, it was, I think, 400 seconds of thruster power, and then we'll drop out of the sky. So, got all that in, a little bit more metal, just so we can bulk that off and have a door. We're going to need some interior plates, and now, I'll just grab as many as we can. We'll grab some more of these as well if we can. And now we're actually going to go ahead and move and plan up the conveyors here. So, do we want you to do anything? Yeah, well, if you like so, we're even going to go ahead and dance you about, I think, one more up, and then, one more up again after that, then dance you out, and we're actually probably going to put a turret out here, so we're going to have some amount of defense. Same goes for this way, and we're actually going to bring you out again to right here, I think, coolio. And then from this point, we're actually going to go just straight up. And from here, we're actually going to start putting in all of our hydrogen tanks and stuff. Just like that. There we go. And I actually got a little lag spike there because it saved, because I've turned autosave back on. Yay! And actually, I think we'll even go ahead and just put them like this. We don't need this thing going up the middle because they'll connect to each other. We'll just have these connecting them every now and again. Cool. Yeah, so how many do we want to put in here? I don't know exactly. Let's go with quite a few. Alright, so I changed my plans a little tiny bit there, and also we stopped adding more stuff in. I've gone ahead and put 2 here, where I think we're going to go up one more layer with them like so. And then, actually, in the center, we're going to put in an antenna, because I realize we don't actually have an antenna on this ship yet. And I'm figuring when we actually attack that base, we are going to just dive bomb into that antenna on the enemy structure, but we'll do it with a drone. So really quickly, antenna. I probably already had one on my hotbar somewhere obvious, but I couldn't remember where. I'm going to place this right here. So it's pretty much in the center, but a little tiny bit lopsided. Alrighty. And then you'll notice that I have these 3 like this, and then these 2 sort of offset. That's because that way we can put thrusters on these 2 as well. You'll also notice this is going to now need one of these on it. Boop, and then the turret will go on top of that. It should give us some decent defense. It's going to look very strange, but I'm sure we'll end up tweaking and all sorts of nonsense as time goes on. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start welding all this stuff up. Yarp, that should be good. Yeah, we'll start welding it all up. Dagnabbit, I think the sun is right there. It's not dark yet. Thank Christ, it gets dark here so quickly, it seems. It's also occurred to me that once we get into space, we are going to need more thrusters up there, as I've already said, to go ahead and give us some more maneuverability. But I'm suspecting we won't be adding those in right away, so I'm going to go ahead and make room down here. And what we're going to do is just have small little dinky thrusters here, so once we do get up into space, as people said, 400 seconds to break orbit, which I don't think we could actually do with all those other hydrogen thrusters, or tanks, pardon, we should hopefully be able to do it, but this, what we're doing here, should allow us to actually maneuver without burning so much bloody hydrogen. And obviously what we're doing right here is simply going to go ahead and add in little tiny dinky babby thrusters so we can actually fly without too much trouble. I removed our thruster points when I went ahead and put the antenna on our hotbar. Dagnabbit. And a small cargo container up here too, because I've just decided, you know what, we need to be able to access some of this stuff manually, because there's going to be bits we can't access via the ship. Like that right there, dagnabbit. So a small cargo container will basically allow us to access materials while we're up. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm even more of an idiot. Alrighty, good. That's a good thing that turned back time successfully. Anyway, what I was doing there before I derped the whole universe and almost destroyed my ship and decided I didn't want to live with that. Yeah, I don't need a connection point right there to connect with things. I can just use these, can't I? Or not. Maybe I did need that. Am I a triple idiot? This isn't finished. I was almost a triple idiot, but hopefully I am not. Good, we can't access that. Yeah, I was derping all over the place there. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Yay, there we go. Conveyor in the middle is now done, which means everything under the sun should pretty much work up here now. These will all start filling up. Yippee-ki-yay! Okie dokie. Let's also go ahead and just put some of this stuff in here, so if we just ever happen to be walking about up here, we should be alright. And what do we need to finish these doors? Computers, displays, all that fun stuff. And of course it says we need bulletproof glass, but they're already clearly complete. I think that just gives it a little bit more health. Alrighty, what else do we need? Well, we need to actually go ahead and continue working on all this, which we'll just cut ahead till most of this is done. How about that? Nah, that's probably a lie. It'll probably cut ahead till when something goes wrong again. Alrighty, and you can see now I've gone ahead and finished that up, but I've also added on another layer of them, and at the very top you should be able to see just inside there. It's nigh impossible to see, but I have added some conveyors and stuff connecting all 4 of these big pylons of hydrogen tanks together. I've also gone ahead and placed the turrets in here, and I did go into their control systems and tell them not to target players as well as a few other things, so hopefully they won't target the cyber dogs and try to, well, blast them and waste ammo. Hopefully, of course, they're also smart enough not to shoot our own things. They are pretty high up. The main reason we went ahead and added these in, if you don't know, is just so that if we end up getting attacked by drones while I'm out trying to disable the drone spawning, we hopefully won't lose everything. Of course, to do that, I do need to go ahead and actually ammo this thing up. Oh, and while I'm in the ship, I should also go down here and weld up those little tiny dinky thrusters on the bottom as well. I'm going to do that real quick. Yikes! No! Oh, no, no, no! 9. Why are you online, thruster? Bad thruster, thruster. Hydrogen thruster. Brand new one, you off. Okay, good. That was not cool. That was absolutely not cool at all. In fact, we need to go ahead and select all of these small hydrogen thrusters and add them to this group so they're all off. Jesus Christ. That could have been bad if the whole ship just started hovering upwards off of, well, one tiny thruster. Improbable. Probably impossible. But something I don't want. There we go, all those in. Now we just need our, what do we call it, ore detector, as well as possibly welding these jump drives up a little bit more if we can. I think we should have some, never mind, we don't really have enough of the components yet. Righty-ho. Let's go ahead and choose a spot for that jump drive, not jump drive, ore detector. We want to just cram it in here. I mean, there's not really any other purpose for this in the space here, so if we could just get it to fit, I guess we'll flip it around like that. And we'll flip it in and stick it like this, so it's sort of sticking out the side. I don't think that'll be too much trouble. Just gotta manually bring parts down here, but it'll get the job done in this little tiny crawl space. There we go. So now we have a much larger range of scanning. And you can see the magnesium has actually popped up as well as some nickel. Awesome. Looks like its range is at 150 or so out. Not the best in the world, but I guess it shall have to do. It's actually pretty shit. It's really just that. Hopefully it's just, you know, other things are too far out. Maybe it's larger, but there's just nothing else, you know, in a reasonable area. Like 500 meters. Surely it can scan within 500 meters. Anyway, with all of that done, let's go ahead and dock this ship up, and let's see if we can actually manufacture ourselves some materials, eh? And by materials, I'm gone blank in my mind, but I'm trying to think of that word that means bullets. Bullets. So the NATO rounds, the big ones for those guns. So let's pop out of there. All these should be filling up very slowly now. Let's actually go into their control panel and see. Yep, filled 18%. Once it gets to 25, one of the lights will stick on there. Coolio. Let's hop through here and get into our cockpit area. Okay, I could barely fall. And also I did weld up the interiors here. Cool. Let's also go ahead and drop off all the stuff we don't need. Cool. Hop into a seat, just for the heck of it, I guess. So we can have this incredible view. It's pretty insane, isn't it? And let's go ahead and go to our production. Let's queue up just some of these, because we know we've burnt through quite a few of those building stuff up, as well as a few iron. What else do we need? We burned through some of these. I've already queued up some earlier, but whatever. I figured we'll queue up a little bit more of stuff, and then let's go looking for those NATO rounds. Was it here? I guess it is. It's under components, oddly enough. I'd almost expect to be under tools, like with the actual guns, but whatever. We don't really need the small magazines, we need these. And what does it say it takes to build these? And nickel, magnesium, and iron. Well, we have all that. Let's queue up about 400 of those, and let's move these to be the first thing they'll work on. I'm pretty sure we have everything we need for that, don't we? We have nickel. Yes, we have iron, and we did mine up some magnesium. Now, it says we're going to need 1,100 magnesium total. So let's see, how much magnesium do we have total? Only about 400 and so. So we're going to have to mine some more. Luckily, remember ages ago, I did mention that I had found magnesium in this lake bed. So we should be able to grab our little mining craft here. whose name I almost forgot, and then I remembered all the troubles we've had with Murphy. So let's go ahead and take Murphy the miner out, and I think the magnesium was right here, wasn't it? Yes, it was. You can see the magnesium ping there, so we can actually go into the mine. You can see us mine a tiny little bit of that before we go ahead and just fly elsewhere and start actually making our way towards the enemy base. By the way, I should say I've broken one of my rules. I did say that I should never ever mine when it's a little tiny bit late, and it's currently, well, it's a bit later in the evening. Oh dear God, what are you doing, Cyberhounds? Oh, forgive me, little robot pup things, but, I have to defeat you, and you've gone through the ground. It almost feels befitting when they disappear through the ground, like they've been self-buried, and you can't get the loot. Haha, that's what you deserve for killing something that looks like a dog. You prick, you monster. Completely lost that one. That only seems to be fitting. And so, yeah. Okie dokie, with those out of the way, let's go ahead and just start mining here. Now, unfortunately, this is such a thin seam. There's no easy way to gather this stuff without also picking up dirt, so it means we're going to end up picking up a ton of dirt as well. It also seems that magnesium might be a little tiny bit tougher than just standard dirt, or at least stone, I should say, as I think we end up picking up a little bit of stone here as we try to plow through this. It's odd, actually. I think there isn't actually any soil or dirt in this game, is there? It's always, oh, you can see our droppers at the bottom are already spitting out all the stone. It's always stone, isn't it? It's a little bit, well, honestly, unfortunate. It would be kind of cool if you could build grow beds and stuff with soil and organic material as they did once have in the game. I wonder if they're going to add a lot of that in. I'm sort of missing the idea of more game mechanics in the game. And as I've mentioned before, I want more like tiered progress, like tier 1 drills, and then tier 2 drills, and who knows what else. I was thinking on this earlier today, in fact, the idea that one could find themselves getting access to tier 2 items by discovering it in derelict bases, and as soon as you grind it down with the grinder, it just gives you access to that blueprint. Because I think they already have similar systems like that in place, it's just never really gone into play before. In fact, it's something I've thinking about it. I might have been against once upon a time, but being down here on a planet playing without the times whatever speeds, you do find yourself wanting access to more things. Also, I get the feeling that once upon a time when they did originally add in the idea of like maybe you'd unlock blueprints, I think it was more of, well, you'd unlock the stuff that you already have, and it was in one of the tutorial levels, whereas I'd prefer that you unlock things you don't already have access to, like tier 2 equipment and such things as that, or upgrade modules. I think that would be pretty nifty. Okay, we're overfilling ourselves here. I was hoping more of this would drop off as dirt quicker than it is, but it's taken a while, so let's go ahead, fly ourselves back up, and dock this ship and unload everything. And I'm going to hold right trigger just a little bit here as we go up, just in case we bump anything. Oh my god, we nearly backed straight into that. This is slightly disorienting. There we go. Awesome. And we're still dropping stones. Jesus Christ, where did we park? I've gotten completely turned around. There it is. Oh god. And of course now it's getting to be nighttime once more. God darn it. Anyway, I'm going to keep mining some magnesium. I'll speak to you guys in a second here, I guess. Once we have, hopefully, gained some more supplies to continue producing bullets. Hello, Robohound. I'm very sorry for this, but hopefully your loot will be collected by my drills. We need more ice, so as I get more magnesium, I figured I might as well just go ahead and gather ice too. And you just happen to be here. Oh, I feel so bad. I'm a monster. I am a monster. Oh. Oh, scheisse. I just took out all my back engines. God dang it. This is why I shouldn't... You know what? Honestly, I should just put the spotlights on there and listen to the people in the comments who said, hey, go ahead and put spotlights on there, and then turn their range down to 0 and they'll show up at very close ranges. Instead of what I've just done, which is burnt 3 of our thrusters out again. Or, maybe the devs could have just had simple, I don't know, not spotlights, just standard little dinky lights that I could actually put on the ship. Oh, whatever. Let's go ahead and dock this up. That's another successful, semi-successful mining ship with Murphy the Miner. And we'll go ahead and check on our progress on building that ammo, because I think we should have quite a bit of ammo at this point. And come on, dock up. Oh my god, way off. Of course, as always. There we go. Docked up. Cool. And so Murphy the miner, let's drop off our magnesium into a drill and it'll automatically get pulled elsewhere. We can go ahead and check our refineries, which you can see are comfortably going through a ton of magnesium. And so we can go ahead and say magnesium. Oh my goodness. Magnesium. Thank you very much. And I'll even search magnesium powder. Oh, there we go. And yeah, where is a big stockpile of the stuff? Apparently we don't have a stockpile of stuff. It's all just this little tiny bit here, which means this is, yep, probably not doing diddly squid. Let's move this back to the end, give it some time to work on some other things, and then hopefully by the time it gets to this, it'll have enough magnesium sorted. Alrighty guys and gals, that is going to be it for this episode. I think maybe one last thing we'll do really quickly is just simply go ahead and stick some lights over this thing. That way in the night it'll show up a little bit better. It actually appears to be looking at it now glowing oddly. Like you look how dark the train is in the background. For some reason this thing is just glowing. But I'm going to go stick a few running lights on it real quick and then we'll end this episode. There we go. Lower running lights complete. Pretty simple, doesn't light up too much, and I hate them. Fuck. Alrighty, there we go. We now have lower running lights. So the whole lower area is sort of somewhat lit up. Mainly it's the sort of inner workings area that's lit up with this sort of ominous orangish red. Well, orange. That's what orange red is, isn't it? It's just orange. Alrighty then, that'll be it for today. Next up, we're going to go ahead and actually take off and begin flying ourselves towards that enemy base. And the maximum number of bots has been reached, so let's go ahead and find that hole we dug over here. Yep, it's almost certainly a synthetic doggedy or two always seems to get stuck down here. That one went flying. Holy hell. Look at those supplies. Useful. Always feel terrible defeating them, but at the same time, well, there are useful supplies and they're synthetic, so yeah, and synthetic in both respects. They're in a game, and even in the game, they're synthetic. Alrighty guys and gals, thank you a bunch for watching. Next episode, as I said, we'll do some more adventuring. And I'll see you guys and gals then. Haha, I changed it because I had just mentioned what was coming up next, so assume for all next again. And I'm not killing that one because it's jumping around, it's reminding me of my dog.